And I think it's important to just really kind of stay true to like, you know, the mission and to see the broader picture of what we're doing and realize that like it will come. Like as long as we keep persisting and we keep, you know, being consistent in what we're doing, like, you know, we'll be successful.
You will be. Wait, it's not that deep. Wait, I didn't realize we were going. See, does my hair look okay? Okay, because
yeah, it looks great.
something that I wanted to talk about. Do you feel like we just threw you in the deep end?
No,
you were
you
like,
know what?
Wait, I didn't know.
I prefer this.
Okay.
I prefer this. And I have a confession. I've never been on a podcast before, nor have I done anything like this. And so I don't think there's anybody I'd rather have my first podcast with than with you.
Oh my God, Dweck. I love you so much.
Yeah.
You're only my second video guest.
Really?
Yeah.
So the pressure is high.
The pressure is remaining consistent.
Okay.
But I don't want you to worry.
Okay.
Because you're in good hands.
Yes, there's no worrying. We're gonna be great.
We're gonna have fun.
We're gonna have fun.
I think something that's crazy that we have to address the elefante in the room.
Yes.
We've only met in person twice.
Has it been twice? Yeah, I you know, I can't pinpoint the exact time that we met.
Remember when you guys did that thing with dirty water?
Yes.
I think that was there, and I was like, "Hi, I'm Dana." Like me all shy as fuck.
Yes, you were. So what I'll say is we've only met twice, and we've never had a one-on-one conversation. Well, one you know, private hangout. We've never hung out just one-on-one, but it feels like we've known each other forever. Like, and I can only really say that about a handful of friends. Like, I think from the first time that we met, I didn't even know your name. There was this warmth, right? And I just felt like there was a connection immediately, and like I've known you forever. So, you know, I just wanted to relay that because that's a very special quality.
I am so warm right now. That is like the sweetest thing, and I really feel the exact same way. When I had always known about you because you run in a circle of really amazing people. You and I picture a Venn diagram. You, me. Are you picturing it?
Yeah, I have it in my
mind.
And
then it's like a ton of people who are unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
And we both have crossed paths with them. But then, like, it also makes me think of how many other people besides just you, not that I'm missing out on, but how amazing those people are.
Oh, yes.
And the time that we actually connected was when we were at Megan's going away party.
Yes.
And I cornered you with Carly Arena.
You did corner me, and I remember that vividly.
And that was amazing because the energy that you give off, let me hype you up a little bit. People come on here, well, just Mia. People come on here and they hype me up, and I really appreciate it, but I brought you on for a reason, and it's obviously because what you're doing right now with your company is un-effing believable.
Thank you.
But you are just so easy to connect to and easy to talk to, and why did I feel so much warmth from you? Like, those are qualities that are so important, and please never lose that.
Thank you. Yeah. It's and obviously I could say all the same things about you. And so there's a reason we connected immediately. I think we share that energy. We share that same warmth.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you saying that.
Of course. We also live near each other too.
Yes. And we talk about our favorite coffee shop or your favorite coffee shop.
It's my favorite coffee shop for the vibes, but the coffee, we're not naming names right now. We're not getting canceled.
No. And we don't want this place to blow up and to become overly crowded.
I want to be like an old person who goes to this cafe and is like, I was here in the 20th century?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they're going to be like, shut up, old hag, with my cigarette.
Yes. But I think we talked about having a friend date at this cafe. So I think we're gonna need to make that happen.
Yeah, we do. I actually was just there with Griffin. We're name dropping a lot of people. Basically,
I mean, yeah, and we can't not talk about Griffin. Griffin is the reason I think you and I are really connected.
he is a connector.
Yes.
Did you know that he is so unreal at the piano?
I saw the video that you posted, or he posted, somebody posted, of him playing piano, and you were singing.
Yeah.
And I didn't know up until that point that he had been that he'd even played piano. I had no idea.
Here's the thing about me, and I don't know if you're the same. If I have one special skill, you're going to know about it. If I can be even so remotely medium at something, you're going to know about it.
I mean, why should you hide that? Why shouldn't you put that out there?
That's so true. But Griffin is just so noble and humble
yeah, that's true.
He could have a second family.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
He could be providing for his second family.
Yeah.
And we would have no idea.
And he very well could be.
Do you have any hidden talents?
I like to say, no, I'm talentless.
Oh my God, Jack, I actually won't let you come on here and slander yourself.
I don't know. I don't play any instruments.
Okay.
I don't sing.
You make people feel good about themselves.
Yeah, maybe that's my talent.
You run.
I run.
Most people can't run.
A lot of people can't run. That's true. But more people now are running than ever before.
Yeah, because they're like running away from their problems.
I think that's what it is.
Because therapy is too expensive.
Therapy is way too expensive.
When did you start running?
I started running about 5 years ago. I randomly signed up for the New York City half thinking that I wouldn't get in.
You're like,
I don't know why.
Please.
And I got in. And so.
Wait. Hold on. So how old were you then?
I'm 32 now.
Oh my God, you are? I didn't know you were like an older guy to me.
What did you think? Everybody thinks I'm like in my mid-20s.
Wait.
What did you think I was your age?
I thought you were like 28, 29.
No.
You're 32?
I'm 32.
Well,
so
am I like getting sweaty?
So when I was your age, I started to run.
What advice do you have for me?
to be 27, 28 again. So I started running probably around 27, 28. I had always been like a casual like summer runner, maybe once or twice a week. In the summer, like, go out for like 2 or 3 miles. And then I just randomly signed up for this half and everything changed once I got in. I started to train. I joined a training group, loved it. And then I signed up for the marathon. I signed up for 10 other races that year. I was like, when I really enjoy something, I go all in. It's a quality of mine. And so I just signed up for everything I could. And a week before the half marathon that I was training for, it was canceled because of COVID. And so all the training, that I had spent months training for just went down the drain. And so I sort of took it upon myself to continue training over COVID and signed up for the first race I could once races were back. And then since then it's been a really awesome journey. And I think I've met most of my friends actually through running. It's become a very social thing for me. And my running friends are my friends, and we hang out, on the weekends, we hang out during the week. It's become more than just about running. And that's where I met Griffin, and, that's where I met Megan. And I don't think we'd be talking here if it weren't for like my running journey.
When you put it like that, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't be.
No.
Because all these different, I'll call it invisible strings, come together and then bring you to the place that you're supposed to be.
Yes.
What about running did you love that made you keep doing it? And had you not felt what you had felt running through other things?
Yeah. I think, first off, it is, like you said, the therapy thing is true. It is like, it's the biggest reliever of like stress, of anxiety. Really, I think I started running maybe for mental health reasons. And then I think for me, it's become a social thing. I think at first I was a little competitive and I loved the thrill of trying to like PR and to run a certain time. And then, slowly over time, I sort of, kind of dropped a lot of that stuff. After a few injuries, and I've really come back to the core of running, which is for me a very social thing. And so what keeps me running now is seeing my friends, is running with my friends, is meeting new people, and building new connection and community through the sport of running. And so it's a lot more than just the act of running.
Right. No, there is so much more to it. Also, with the social component, well, I want to ask about like other run clubs. I saw this one thing and it was like, oh, are you single? Come and go to this run club.
Yeah.
And there were all these people, you had to wear all black if you were
Yeah.
single. And I was like, you could not pay me to show up in all black, deeming myself as the single sheep, and then like herding myself up and down the West Side Highway looking for a romantic partner.
Yeah.
Like that is bullying.
It's yeah.
You guys don't do that.
No. It's there's no dating. It's purely for meeting friends, for hanging out with your friends.
It should have stayed that way.
Yeah, and I think this summer and this past summer and the year before, I think there started to we started to see run clubs like that come up, and I think of them less as run clubs and more as just really social gatherings. I think the one you're thinking of, I think most people walk, right? They start in Washington Square Park and they end at a bar in the West Village, and most people are just walking there. And then like the real social gathering is afterwards. And so it's a really a social event, guys, as a run. But no, I mean, with Almost Friday, with all the other clubs that I'm in, it's not about that. It's really just for us, hanging out with our friends and getting some social miles in, and also maybe building some motivation, right? If someone's training for a race, it's a really great way to stay motivated and to have friends hold you accountable. And to do that with other people is really special.
Social miles. I love that.
Miles.
How fast are you running that you can talk?
About 9:30 per mile per minute per mile pace. Yeah, 9:30 pace.
Okay. And are people in the back of the pack unable to talk?
So there's like people are definitely in the back who are running a little slower, and so like for our club we're sort of open to anybody, right? And if you're really if you're running 11 12 minute miles, there's always going to be somebody who's like running with you. So we kind of split up, right? There's some people in the front, there's some people in the back. We always say, no runners left behind, right? We're for really just open to anybody and everybody.
Oh,
So
I
you
love
should
it.
so you should come.
About every 3 months, I text Griffin. I say, what time is AFRC? And he says, AFRC stands for Almost Friday Run Club.
Yes.
And he says 7 a.m. Dana on Thursday. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to that.
Yeah.
It's early.
It's early. Yeah.
I want to do it. I want to.
I know. We should. Well, one week we'll get you there, and there's some people who walk too. We call it walk club. Not every week, but occasionally there's walkers, and then we go and get coffee afterwards. So it's a lot of fun.
That is really sweet, and also just another way to meet people.
Yeah.
Because I'm so down to just do things to meet people,
Yeah.
and I did cross country in high school.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm like really quiet about it.
You should. I mean, you're a runner. You should totally join.
I don't know, maybe.
And it's not intimidating. We're the least intimidating club. There are some people too who join and know nobody there. They come alone and end up meeting meeting people, and they come back week after week. And I know some people who, again, they came knowing nobody, and now they have a close circle who they hang out with outside of the club and on the weekends. And so it's special to see how it brings people together.
I love that. And you're a pillar of the run club. Everyone looks to you and they're like, he's so cool,
Yeah, it's a team effort, is what we say. It takes a village.
Did you live in the city before you were 27?
I did. Yeah, I moved to the city when I was 24.
Okay.
And I bounced around. I was in Fidei for a little bit, then in Chelsea, then the Upper East. Now I'm in Greenwich Village.
I think there's a nicety of moving so often, but also, like, do you like switching up where you live?
I do. I mean, now, I think early on, I liked switching up where I lived just to experience different areas. I think people on average here in New York probably move every year or so, or every couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like normal back then, but then you reach a certain point where you're just like, I don't want to move. Like moving in New York sucks. It's expensive. It's a headache. And so I've been in my apartment now for 3 years and I don't plan on leaving.
Wow.
For as long as I could stay, I don't plan on leaving. And I think I went through so many of those moves that I just don't want to do it anymore. I'm also really happy living where I'm living. And I think it took like a few apartments to figure out like what area I wanted to be in and where, what sort of building I wanted to be in. And now I feel like for now I found that and I don't want to let go of it.
You found your happy place.
Absolutely.
Do you have mice?
I don't have mice, not that I know of.
Have you ever had a mouse?
Never. I'm really scared of mice.
Well, good. That must be nice.
Have you had mice?
Yeah, it's just kind of top of mind for me. Because we just realized that ours is back. Your mouse is back and she's better than ever. Hey nah, my mouse is back.
So what do you do about the mice?
So we had a mouse for living rent-free for 9 months at some point last year. And this motherfucker would be everywhere. On the stove, on the countertops. Nothing screams disgusting like having a mouse in your space. It would be in my friend's room. She was everywhere. I don't know what her name was or his name.
Yeah.
But to be honest, they just wanted to live in New York, and don't we all? For free.
I mean, yeah, they were that mouse was riding off of you a little bit.
And we let it. Sometimes I would see it and be like, I won't tell the others, like I left chips in the ottoman for you.
Yeah.
But what happened was, and do you have a bag of bags in your closet? When you
have that closet with the bags is the most unruly closet in my apartment. You open that closet and there are bags flying out of there. I can't organize them, and I refuse to throw away a bag.
No, because you're gonna use them eventually. You tell yourself.
But then there's bags that have probably been there since I moved, like since 3 years ago.
You're never using those fucking bags.
No, and you know what's really rare?
What?
In the back closet?
What?
Is to find a plastic bag.
No, plastic bags do not exist. What do you line your toilet room garbage can with?
Nothing.
No! I guess you're not a lady.
I'm a boy. Yeah. Nothing.
That's a girl's worst nightmare.
So do you line them with plastic bags?
I line mine with like a
bags?
garbage bag.
Okay.
It's such a freaking waste.
Okay.
Wait, what was I saying? Oh, I know what I was saying. Well, actually, you know what's funny? You might find this funny. Or you might not. And I'm going to tell it and I don't care.
You should tell it.
So when I was moving into the city 4 years ago, my mom was like, Dana, you need just a couple things for your apartment, like a non-negotiable. She goes, you need to have a metal cart to bring your groceries to and from. And I was like, really?
Like the old lady cart.
Yeah. Like the homeless people.
Yeah.
She was like, you are going to use this every single day. Trust me. Like your things, your groceries. And I'm like, yeah. We go to the Container Store. I think I got the last one, like shipped in from the 80s. It cost me $90. I'm like, I need it. It sat in my bag of bag closet for 4 years. I've never used it. But the point was, the mouse ended up in the bag of bags.
So you're saying I should check all of my bags?
What I'm saying is you might have created a flex room.
There might be a dozen mice.
There might be
a school of mice.
There might be, and they know that you're never gonna open that bag of bags.
They know.
But we had to throw away our bag of bags because the mouse went in it.
So now do you keep bags?
Yeah, we do, in the hopes that it gets caught in there again. Because I didn't have to inhumanely kill it. I just took out my bag of bags.
Smart.
I know.
So now it's a mousetrap.
Exactly.
You've repurposed your bag of bags.
I say my mouse is Jewish. Needs a bag of bags. Did you get us back from Sephora? Put it in the bag of bags.
A bag of bags.
A bag of bags.
Bag of bags.
So now we have another mouse. I was having a great day Saturday, and this motherfucker just runs across.
No.
And at first I said, do I tell people about this? As in my roommates. I had to, because I can't tell a fib. But, okay, your apartment. Okay, you're happy. Amazing. Okay. what I want to talk about is your latest business creation, Party Place. Can you tell the people about it? And then I'm going to interject as I want, because it is my podcast, and ask questions.
Yeah, you should absolutely interject.
And
I encourage you to interject.
Yeah, and I'm going to like alley-oop you really quick or layup.
Sure.
Talk about, I'm like, this is how you're going to tell me.
Do you want to tell the people about Party Place?
I have like a deck.
You have I mean, I go for it.
No, I don't. I just want, because if I was listening to this, here's what I do. Like, I talk to people in my podcast, but then I also want to think about what I would be wondering if I was listening.
Yeah.
So what I would be wondering if you're going to start talking about your business is, well, what were you doing before this?
Do you want me to start there?
I do.
Okay. So I won't talk about Party Place.
I'm like, where were you at the age of 2? No, I'm just kidding.
So, so before, but how far back do we want to go?
I guess when you graduated college, what were you doing?
So actually, it starts in college. So I went to Brooklyn College, which is a local city university here in New York, and represent. And I went to Brooklyn College because I was living at home at the time. And I wanted to work. Out of high school, I knew I wanted to do something. I was itching to work. And so going into my sophomore year of college, I found an internship at a tech startup. It was called Unroll.me. And it's an email management platform where you could easily unsubscribe from all of your emails with one click.
That's amazing.
And then combine the rest into one daily email. And it was a really cool startup. And my friend's brother started it at the time. And he sort of took a flyer on me, and I joined as an intern, and it was really just supposed to be a summer gig. And I joined and sort of picked up whatever I could, customer support, social media, and I knew nothing at the time. And I really enjoyed it, and they liked having me on because I was doing a lot for them, and I ended up staying through the remaining 3 years in college, and we grew tremendously. Like, we launched, we created an app, and I think we had millions of, over 5 million users.
Whoa.
And ended up getting acquired by a company called Rakuten.
I know Rakuten.
If you've heard of Rakuten.
They had so many Super Bowl ads.
Yes. It's a Japanese conglomerate, and they own a bunch of companies around the world. And the main company they own in the U.S. is used to be called Ebates. It's a cashback app where you can, if you're shopping online, you get money back. It's pretty simple and cool. And so they acquired our company, and I ended up staying at Rakuten doing lots of different things for years as a product manager.
What's years?
Probably for 5-6 years. So I was all in all, I had never left this job for 10 years. It was 10 years from when I started at this, internship to when we got acquired, and then all the different jobs I had at this company. And then I finally left a few years ago. So it was like a 10-year stint doing lots of different things, but growing as a product manager, growing into lots of different roles. And I learned a lot. I mean, I learned everything I know just from like the startup, from the larger company too. And it was a really great journey.
That's a really long time.
That was a long time.
That's a lot of like development also for you. So if you're having the same job, and you're not running.
Yeah. It's, I mean, reached a point where I wanted to just really try something new. I had never left a job before. But it was, I went from a really, really small startup. We were just a few people to a massive company, thousands of people. So it's really awesome to go from two different worlds, right? Mm-hmm. Getting to do whatever we wanted at a startup to having to go through all the hoops of a larger company.
I can't even imagine how much information you're probably taking in every single day. Because it's new to them, it's new to you.
Yes. I mean, I worked with some really great people too. I was in California a bunch. So it was a really great 10-year stint. And then I left. I joined a fintech startup for a year. And then I left that because I wanted to try something new. And that's when I took some time off. I said, I've been working for 10 plus years without really taking a break. And so I took a few months off. I went traveling. I went to Colombia for a month, and it was really fun just to take a little reset and figure out what's my next move. And yeah, go ahead. I see you
No,
interject.
sorry. I like always have something to say. It's just like if you let me, you're not. You know, like
Okay, so I'll keep going then.
yeah.
And I came back and I knew I wanted to start something, but I didn't have an idea. I had no idea what I wanted to do. And so I just came back and I did a little consulting gig at Insomnia Cookies for a little while, which is
Were you consulting them on their cookies?
on their cookies. Yeah. I
You're
mean,
kidding me.
they have, they have a big digital team that focuses on like all the back of house software. And so I was heading up a new team for them, just part-time for a little bit, to revamp that back of house software.
Did you get to have cookies for free?
Yes, lots of cookies. We did multiple days where we just toured different Insomnia stores.
Dang.
And it was really fun. So that was great. And I was doing that part-time. And at the same time, that's when Victor and I, so Victor, you know, obviously know Victor.
Yeah, but tell the people.
So Victor
Dweck. Wait.
Victor Zaytouni, shout out to Victor, is my co-founder and my best friend. And we've been friends for like 5+ years at this point. Everybody thinks that we've been friends forever, but really we haven't.
I thought you guys were brothers, so.
Yeah, I mean, everybody does. Like the amount of people.
Do you ever, for everyone listening, and Jack Dweck, like, do you ever think that people are related? I fully thought that Jack Dweck, I thought that Victor's last name was Dweck for as long as I've known of these people. Like,
you did tell me this.
What's his last name?
Zaytouni.
No, it's not. It's Dweck. It's Victor Dweck.
Well, you're not the first person. We probably once a week somebody will like come up to us and say, "Hey, are you brothers?" Or we'll just assume that we're brothers.
Is he Jewish?
We're from the same Jewish community, and so we grew up like very close by each other. But he's younger than me. He's 4 years younger, your age, and which is you know, we went to the same high school, but we never overlapped. So he came in as a freshman and I left as a senior, and so we had never met each other.
Wow.
Like he's one of those people that if we were in high school together, I'm sure we would have connected, but we never knew of each other. And then about 5 years ago, almost exactly 5 years ago, one of our friends, shout out Jacqueline, had a Shabbat dinner at her parents' house, and she was friendly with Victor and I was friends with her sister. She invited us and we hit it off at that dinner. Like we're like instant friends. And, you know, from there obviously we kept in touch, and it wasn't until later that year, this is the COVID year. So we met, it was like right before COVID. Later that year, one of our mutual friends, also in the same community, decided to rent a house in upstate New York in Lake Placid for a month to work remotely because it was COVID.
Fun.
And he invited me and I said, yes, of course. I'm always down for that kind of stuff. And I said, who else is going? And he said, Victor Zaytouni, do you know who that is? And I said, yeah, of course. Like we met a few months ago and we've been talking. And it was really that month that solidified our friendship. And, you know, ever since then, we've been very close. And,
wow.
You know, so it's been a really great kind of 5 years. And then, you know, fast forward, we've always wanted to start something. You know, we just, you know, like even early in our friendship, we had like toyed around with some ideas, and we even launched a couple things, like small things.
You did?
Yeah, there was this website. We called it Twofold. This was like in the first few months of our friendship, we just threw up a website. It was called Twofold, and the whole idea was that we curated clothing, like clothing brands and clothing and pieces, apparel from companies that give back, like, you know, that do good. And so like some companies, for example, I don't remember names, but there are some apparel companies that will like donate a portion of their sales or their profits to mental health organizations, for example. And so we would find really cool pieces and curate them and put them up on a site. And that was a cool thing for like a couple of weeks, and we showed it to some friends and it just never really picked up.
Okay, that is so cool. Also, most men are like, let's start a podcast. You guys are like, let's start a company that gives back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you say it that way.
No, they like will be like, oh, that was kind of funny. Should we start a podcast?
Yeah, and we're just like, let's just start a really great
nonprofit
company where we're not going to make money. Like we're just going to like send traffic to all of these other companies and not make money. And so we did that, and it was a fun little project, and we had like, you know, thrown around ideas over the years, but, never really kind of took any of them seriously up until a little over a year ago, when it was probably about almost 2 years ago at this point, the summer of 2023, where we had an idea for, was in my period where I was trying to figure out what was next for me. And I knew I wanted to start something, but I couldn't figure out what. And I was talking to Victor at the time, and he was doing some consulting work, and we had an idea for a social app. So this is before Party Place. We had an idea for a social app where the whole premise was to make it easier. The idea was to make it easier for you to get together with your friends in the real world. And so we spent 6 months building an app with developers. I'm not an engineer. He's not an engineer. We hired some people.
You can't do everything.
You can't do everything. I'm not Superman. I'm not pretending to be.
Love.
So we hired some people, and over the course of 6 months, we built this app. And the way it worked is you would upload you would add your contacts, and every time you were looking to do something and you wanted people to join, you would post it on this app. So if we're going to the Gracie Abrams concert tonight,
which I am,
which you are, which I'm jealous of.
I know. I'm sorry.
You should be.
You are my client now, so
yeah. I mean, I think after this, you owe me a Gracie Abrams concert.
So true.
We'll have to go to the
You're
next
like, the
one.
water will not do to
It's not, no. And so like you would post it up there like, hey, I'm going to Gracie Abrams, and who wants to join? And it would kind of push it out to everybody. And so great idea in theory, and it sounds great, but very hard to really get people to use it, right? And so we never launched it. We actually had the idea for Party Place as we were testing this app, and we had always told ourselves that we would try a few different ideas, and if there was one idea that was really gaining traction, we would focus fully on that thing. We were going to go all in on one thing. And so the idea for Party Place came in that time, and we saw that there was legs, and we decided to focus fully on Party Place, and we dropped the other thing. And the app is still somewhere in the
metaverse,
in the testing ground. It's not out yet, or it's not out, but maybe at some point.
How did the first app start? Were you guys like, man, I want to do something tonight, but I don't know who to ask? How did that start?
I think we heard about another app that was being worked on. I think it was a group, a way for people of groups of friends or something to go on dates or something.
Foreplay?
And we said, not foreplay.
I heard you met my girls.
We did meet your girls, and they're
obsessed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's such a great concept. And we had such a great time at that event meeting them.
Yeah.
It was similar to foreplay. So we heard an idea like that, and we said, we can do something. There's nothing that really exists like this for just friends, right? And so we said, there's definitely something here. We can, there's opportunity.
So then how did Party Place come from this?
Yeah.
Also, I keep thinking I have a tissue, a handkerchief stuck in my bosom, but it's just
not.
my rose.
Yeah.
And I keep looking down and being like, fuck, I forgot to move my tissue. But it's
just a rose. We're in the clear.
This is just high fashion, and it's it takes a second to get used to.
Just adjust to it.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay. And it's a Party Place. That's where, I mean, that's the main topic of the night.
It's you, but
it's me. But right, it's true. This is about me. It's not about Party Place. So this actually originated from Victor. So he was a little over a year ago, he was trying to help a friend throw a Hanukkah party. Actually, this was for the Nice Jewish Runners group.
There's a Nice Jewish Runners?
There is a Nice Jewish Runners, and it's pretty awesome. And they have a pretty big following, and they're in lots of different cities, and they even have 3 or 4 different runs just in New York. So it's grown tremendously.
Wait, where do they take place?
There's one on Fridays in Central Park. There's one on Mondays right near us, actually, at Blue Stripes.
Wait, at Blue Stripes? Yeah, of course it's at Blue Stripes. Wait, I want to go.
So yes, let's go together.
Okay.
Hey, maybe, and it's at night too. So that you have no excuse for.
No, I don't. Oh my God. Wait, I'm nervous.
We can go together. I'll hold your hand through the whole time.
Okay.
So
we'll talk.
Anyway, he was trying to help a friend, or the founder of this group, throw a Hanukkah party for hundreds of people. They had a big budget, and Victor, I don't know why he asked Victor, but he was a friend, and I guess he just said, hey, Victor, can you help me? And they spent a month trying to find a place, and they couldn't find anywhere, and failed. They just gave up because it was so hard to even know where to start. And then every bar or restaurants they reached out to were, it was hard for them to get a response, and all the pricing was confusing, and so they gave up. And so that's when Victor came to me and he said, I remember this dinner vividly. He said, remember this. We're going to talk about this. Like, and he said,
we're about to make a record.
Yes. Like a product that the world has never seen coming. And he said, why isn't there a platform where you can book bars and restaurants for parties, private events, and big groups? And we had done a bunch of research after that, and we found that there really weren't any platforms. So there's a few platforms where you can book like empty spaces, but there's really nothing that there's a focus on already existing bars and restaurants where you can just show up. So we started to talk to people, friends of friends, and we found that on average it takes 3 weeks to a month whether you're looking to throw a birthday or a holiday party or a Hanukkah party, or really just do a get together. It takes 3 weeks to a month to find like bars and restaurants that offer private events, to wait for them to respond, right? Whether it's via email or phone, and then to receive pricing. And the pricing is very confusing and is all over the place and doesn't make sense. And then, comparing all these places is really difficult. And so the whole process is a mess. And so we learned that, lots of people have this problem. And then we spoke to venues and we found that a lot of venues, bars and restaurants, have lots of availability or like open spots where they can fill events, and they just, can't get the word out, or, they can't fill those spaces. And so we saw that there was a need from both sides, the demand and the supply. And so we, again, like we told ourselves, if there's an idea that has legs, we're going to go all in. So that's when we dropped the other thing and we decided, hey, we're going to build Party Place. And we did a few tests. Like we threw up a no-code site, right? Because I don't code, we don't code. So we threw up a really quick site, and it was like a survey where we asked people to, if they needed help throwing a party or finding a venue, to fill out like a Google form with all their info. And we threw Google ads against it. Like if somebody Googled like where to throw a party, they would see our ad, and it was just a survey. And we got dozens of people, in the first few weeks, like filling out all these details, like asking for help to throw their party. And so we saw from that was another validation that, it's really difficult, and that people need help. So we hired developers, we built a website, and we launched Party Place officially last summer. So it hasn't been a year yet. And it's a website for booking bars and restaurants for parties, private events, large groups. And the way it works is you just come to the site, you enter the date of your gathering, and we show you all the venues that are available. And we work with over 200 bars and restaurants in New York. And what's really cool about our platform is we standardize all of the pricing. So we worked really hard to ingest all the pricing from these venues and to make it very clear what you're paying for. So you could actually compare different bars, different packages, and then you book all within a few clicks. So very similar to like Resi or OpenTable or Airbnb. It's pretty seamless.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you so proud of yourself? Do you this is a huge accomplishment?
Yeah. Yes. I'm gonna say yes. And I'll caveat that with, I think we have a lot more to do. We're just getting started. Like by no means are we ultra successful. By no means is this a sustainable business yet. By no means are we done. Like we have like a lot more to do. But I think it's important to like pat yourself on the back and to appreciate and to realize that like what that we've birthed something. We've went from having a problem ourselves to bringing something into the world, and that takes a lot. Like it's not easy to do that, and a lot of people really never get there. And so yeah, I am proud.
Good. I'm proud of you too. And I also feel like so many people have ideas and they don't actually do anything with them, so it just sits. Do you feel like having a partner, having Victor, makes everything so much easier?
Absolutely. I always say I don't think I would have been able to do this alone. I think, I solo founders are a different breed. I think it's probably one of the most loneliest things you can do is start a business on your own. And so the fact that I have Victor, I think it holds me accountable. I mean, he can probably say the same thing. It's like doing this with someone is way better than doing this alone. I mean, we also fill each other's gaps. Like Victor is brilliant. Comes from a background that maybe I'm not super familiar with, an analytical background, like a deep thinker. He's just sort of like probably one of the most motivated people I know, and like there's parts of me that that he also, like, I'm sure I fill some of his gaps. And so I think it's just a really great partnership. And yeah, I don't think we'd be here if we didn't have each other.
That's amazing because, right, you can't have, I mean, some people sure have everything, but they're missing something.
Oh, absolutely.
And also the fact that you can admit, like, he is a bit more analytical and a deeper thinker. Being self-aware is so important.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What was your biggest hurdle within the last year? And then I also want to know where you see this in 2 years.
Yeah. Great question.
Thank you, Jack.
Biggest hurdle since launching Party Place. I think there were a couple periods, I'll say, where this is like before reaching product market fit, where we put Party Place out in the world, but like people weren't really biting. I think we had a few friends, at first booking, but then there were periods where maybe we didn't have anybody booking, or venues were rejecting us. Like in the beginning, it was really hard to convince venues to come on. And I'm not a salesperson, and I know in order to be a salesperson, you need to have thick skin and to hear no. And Victor and I really early on were hearing lots of no's from venues who like didn't know who we were, didn't trust us maybe. And so I think it was maybe that early period where we had some people booking, but there were not many bookings, and venues were telling us no, like, oh, did we go down the wrong path? Should we have done the other app? Like, and so, but it took time for venues to trust us, for people to, become aware of Party Place and to book on their own. And I still think we go through periods like that where maybe there's a lull, right? Where, like we're growing, right? But like then there are periods where maybe there's a day we have no bookings, right? And I think it's important to just really kind of stay true to like, the mission, and to see the broader picture of what we're doing, and realize that like it will come. Like as long as we keep persisting and we keep, being consistent in what we're doing, like, we'll be successful.
You will be.
Yeah.
Where do you see this heading? Do you want to expand it into different cities? Do you want to? I mean, I'll let you talk. I'm just curious.
No, I mean, you were right.
That's what I want to know.
This is. I mean, you have the deck. So
I'm like slide 7.
That's slide 7 on the deck.
Yeah.
Yes. So first off, we're only in New York right now. So we have 200 venues. We're growing in terms of the number of bookings.
Crazy.
It's really crazy, and it's really awesome to see. And a lot of the venues will come to us now because they're hearing about us through their customers, through their regulars, through social, and lots of other things. And so we're continuing to grow in New York, and we want to really get the experience right here before we go anywhere else. Like there's we're launching an app soon in the next month. So I'll give you early access.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot on the website, on the app that we can improve in terms of the experience. We still haven't like really nailed it down here. So that's the focus. And then eventually, we want to expand to other cities, like naturally, right? Slowly, where it makes sense. But more than just right now, our focus is venue booking, right? So like we do one thing, and it's helping you find a venue and nailing that down, and we do it really well. But eventually we want to do more than just that. We want to help you find a photographer. We want to help you find a caterer. We want to help you send out invites, right?
Oh, delicious.
And really just handle the entire process of like, you want to plan a party, you want to plan a get together. Let's help you from A to Z instead of, just one or two things, right? And so it's more than just going to other cities. It's really expanding what our product is and what our offering is.
Wow. I didn't even think of something like that.
Yeah.
To even take it further.
Yeah.
But that's so beautiful that you guys are thinking big.
Yes.
You're not limiting yourself.
No.
I had a question. So if I go to Party Place right now and I say I want to book a venue for 50 people for my birthday, do I just send it to you guys and then do you then pick the venue, or is there AI like matching me most compatible?
So we're launching a new thing, but right now the way it works is you go to the site and you pick the venue yourself. Like we're
Oh.
happy if you message us to give you some recommendations, but you pick the venue yourself and you book on your own as you would on Resi Open Table, like Airbnb style. You just do it all yourself. And we try to give you all the information on our site where you can make that decision without us, right? But we're launching a new survey feature, like personalized recommendations feature, where you can fill out a little survey. Like, for example, how much you want to spend, like what your budget is, how many people, what kind of vibe. And then we will use AI to feed you recommendations. We'll say, here are the 5 bars that we recommend. So yeah, that's a new thing that's coming.
This is brilliant.
Yeah.
If I ever want to find a comedy show venue to host, like do a comedy show, can you do that?
Absolutely. We have a few places that have stages. And then I have one comedy show venue. I think it's in Brooklyn, but we have a lot of places that will do that because they're stages. There's a place called House Watch. I think it's in the East Village.
Yes.
You know it?
Yes. My friend has a show there.
Yeah. So they're on Party Place. There's another one in Midtown. I forget the name of it. That also has a stage.
Wait, that's so funny.
So yeah, you can totally, book your comedy shows on Party Place.
I 100% will, because it was funny when you were first explaining it. You said it takes 3 to 4 weeks for a venue to get back, and that was the exact time frame that it was taking me to reach out to places, hear back, message them. They're like, email this email that hasn't been checked since 2009, and you guys make it easy.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly. We should talk, or you should just use Party Place.
I'll use the website. I do have an in with like the co-founders though.
You do.
I think also the app, like promoting that, will be really exciting, and you can throw parties at the venues that you have connections with.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, like hospitality in New York, get the fuck in there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. People in hospitality are really sweet. Like, I come from a world where like, people are just in the tech world, like are just like, okay. and hospitality, everybody's just so warm. Like you just find some really, really great people.
Thank you for sharing everything about Party Place.
Absolutely. Thanks for asking, and thanks for like promoting Party Place. That's really sweet of you.
Freaking duh. I remember so you know how when someone starts a company or starts a new account and they'll start following their friends, and then, okay, this is like a very unique experience to me, but my point is I saw my friends were following Party Place and y'all never followed me, but you followed me back, I think. I don't really care though. But I was like, wait, what is this? And I followed it. So I just thought it was a cool thing too, where I wanted to get in on it, even if I wasn't meant to be,
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you had that experience.
I'm really proud of you. And I'm proud of Victor Dweck too.
I'll relay that to him. I'm sure he'll listen to this.
Yeah. Also, this was funny. So he gave me his phone number when I ran into him at Crunch. And then he said it out loud, and he was like talking very slow. And I said, why are you talking so slow? And he said, because I feel like whenever I give my number out, people mishear me and then they text the wrong number. And I'm like, well, you just spoke at a snail's pace. How could I forget? So then I text what I think is his number, and I'm like, hey, Victor, so good seeing you at the gym. And then this person responds a week later and is like, who is this? And I was like, Victor, it's Dana. And then they responded, who is Dina? And then I texted Griffin and I said, is this not Victor's number? And he said, no, Dana.
Okay, so did you mishear or did he misspeak?
This is my podcast, so he misspoke.
Oh, yeah. Oh, come on, Victor.
I'm so upset.
Get your number right.
I know. I'm like, well, I will give people the wrong number on purpose because people are scary.
Victor speaks very highly of you. And so I think there's no doubt in my mind he gave you the right number.
Okay. I love him. Okay. Do you have your Not That Deep prepared?
I do. I have a few. So here's the thing. I don't know if they're like if it fits into the category of Not That Deep. They might be more like hot takes, but like
no hot takes. That's what I want from Not That Deep.
Okay.
Also, I'm checking the time. Chris, what time are we at?
Running time. We're at 50 minutes.
What? Oh, but I literally thought we were at like 32.
No.
Fuck.
I think that just speaks to the fact that we can talk for hours.
Okay, I just got a pit from that. What have we been talking about? Okay, it's fine. No worries.
No worries.
Okay, I would love for you to do. I want you to pick a not that deep, and we'll end with that.
Just one.
I guess.
Oh man.
50 minutes, bruh. We yapping out
Oh
here.
man. Okay.
You have
okay.
a list of not that.
Okay, I
deeps.
do have a list. And well, because I listened to a podcast that you did with a friend from Birthright who is also a podcaster.
Jillian got
And she had like 6 of them. And so
she did. She had no respect. She had no respect for the algorithm.
Okay, so
She did have 6.
she did.
She didn't want to.
And so here's me like this morning or like yesterday, like, oh my God, I need to prepare like so many of these not that deeps.
You can name a few because
no, they're not that great. So I'm gonna do one.
Okay.
And maybe if there's time we can do 2.
okay.
So mine not that deep is that it's okay to Irish exit. Like I mean, I don't.
Irish
I think,
exiting is
yes,
not that deep.
It's not that deep. No. And like, I think there's this, people think that like the host of a party is going to get really upset if you don't say goodbye. And no, it's not that deep. Like, no one cares. Like, I think actually you're doing a host a favor by Irish exiting because number one, they're in the midst of a conversation. Are you really going to interrupt their conversation? Like, to say goodbye. Number 2, as a host, I don't think I want to know that you're leaving. Like, I'm having a good time. Like, I don't want to know that people are leaving my party.
Okay.
And
You just want them to pass into the night.
yeah, just go. Like, yeah, like you can text me later. Peace. So, and like as a guest, like, yeah, I don't want to like have to go find and like interrupt. And so that's my not that deep. Do you agree?
That is such a good not that deep. Because it's very relatable. Because I know a lot of Irish exiters. I was at a birthday party and I saw my friend just leave. We were together.
Oh.
She was drunk as fuck.
Okay.
I was like, excuse me, where are you going? She was like, oh shit, I tried to Irish exit. I go, you have to be better. If you want to Irish exit, you have to be good at it.
Yeah.
Do you know the opposite of an Irish exit is a Jewish goodbye?
I've heard this before, and as a Jew, I should know what that is.
So the Irish leave, but don't say goodbye. Jews say goodbye, but never leave.
That's incredible and so true. That is so true. They will mingle. They will stick around.
Every single person.
You'll have to kick them out.
When I leave somewhere, I need to tell every single person that I'm leaving. I have to. I can't just leave. I don't know why. Because I also feel like I need to tell everyone that I love them.
Yeah, I think that's part of and I struggle with this too, where it's like the other day I was like, I had to leave somewhere early and I didn't want to make a whole fuss about it. And so I just went up to the 2 people that were visiting that were in town that I knew I wasn't going to see, right? And I said bye to them quietly and then didn't say bye to anybody else. And I actually had someone come up to me today, Carly, and she said, oh, like, did you just leave the party, the thing on Saturday? Like, I didn't get to say goodbye. And I said, yeah, like, I don't know. I didn't want to make a whole fuss about it.
But she noticed.
But like, she knew. She was like, yeah, I looked for you. I wanted to say, I was running like the half marathon the next day. And so she was like, I wanted to say good luck to you. Like, I was waiting to say, and I couldn't find you. And I said like, oh, like maybe I should have done the goodbye. Well, I don't know. It's exhausting too to like have to go find everybody. And it's like,
it's not that deep.
No, it's not that deep.
Congrats on your half marathon.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that 5 years ago you decided to show interest in this.
Me
because
too.
it's brought you into my life. It's brought you into so many people's lives that I know they're so grateful for. I can't wait to continue my friendship with you.
I can't wait either.
And
we need to go for coffee.
We will.
Yeah.
We'll get tomato soup because it's good from there. But thank you so much for coming on Not That Deep.
Thank you for having me and for my first podcast.
You're
This is so exciting.
You did really good. And I can't wait to see how amazing Party Place
Thank you.
becomes because I really know it's just getting started.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Dana.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. And thanks for the water too.
Oh, you're welcome. You can Venmo me.
Okay.